Hello, Steve White, Trek Boy 89 for Steve Arts 89. Well, I am a huge Star Trek fan, but I haven't been buying a lot of merch lately. Not for the last 7 years or so, which I won't go into. But one thing I have been buying is the Star Trek books. And we have a new Star Trek book out about Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. Now, this is continuing on a trend. They did this beautiful Star Trek, the motion picture, inside the art and visual effects book by Jeff Bond and Gene Kozecki. I think that's how you say his name. And then they did Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan, behind the making of the classic film, by John and Maria Jose Tenua. I can't pronounce their names. I'm sorry. I can't pronounce their names. But yes, so they're continuing this on. They're doing Star Trek 3. Now, I thought it was coming out for the 40th anniversary. Oh, was it 40th anniversary? Yeah, last year was the 40th anniversary of the movie. And it was announced, but it didn't happen. I was like, oh no. Did not get enough pre-orders. Did the last one not sell enough? They cancelled it. What happened? But no, it just was delayed for some reason. I guess they were still researching and they just weren't finished. I guess they just missed their target. Because I think they were aiming for the 40th anniversary. I think the idea was every other year to sort of do an anniversary book. Because the Star Trek films came out pretty consistently, like every 2 years for a while there. So I thought that's what they were sort of following, that plan. But so long as the book is great and they've got all the information, got all the interviews and everything done, I don't care when they come out exactly. But I just hope they do them all. I'm sure they'll do Star Trek 4 because, you know, it's a big film and everything. I'm a bit worried that once they get to 5, maybe they won't do 5 and they'll stop there and they won't do 5 and 6. But I'm hoping they do all of them because they're awesome. Now, I don't have my copy of 3 yet. It's sort of coming out for the anniversary. It's being released on the 2nd of September. I see people selling them now, and I've already ordered one. And I should have it in a few days or whatever. So before the anniversary, I'll have it. But the books are really good. And, I mean, they're coffee table books, so you get a lot of pictures. But the negative side about doing a book about the film 40 years later is a lot of the cast and crew have passed on. But on the bright side, a lot of them had already been spoken to a million times and they already had the stories we've heard a million times. These books, not only do they, go over those stories, they speak to new people that haven't really been talked to before, members of the stunt crew, the production crew, the extras, the effects crew, people who were there and can give us insight and tell us stories that we haven't heard before, as well as giving us pictures and things that we haven't seen before. So there's a lot of things in here that are really new and interesting. And honestly, I'm not going to pretend like I had the time to read these because I just haven't, but I've looked at all the pictures. And they're amazing. And it's just great to have a full-on, big-ass coffee table book on each of the Star Trek films because the later Next Generation films got some making-of books that were coffee table ones that were decent, but the older films didn't really get that. There are books on Star Trek with chapters on those films, unlike The Art of Star Trek and stuff like that, but they didn't really get their own nice big glossy coffee table book, and it's about time because I just can't wait to have all 6 of these sitting on my shelf. It's going to be amazing. But yeah, I just wanted to do a little video talking about that. I'm just happy that it's happening. I thought it had been cancelled because I was thinking, just wait a minute, what happened to that? It didn't come out. I'm like, oh damn, I thought it was gone. I was looking for it a couple of weeks ago and I'm like, or something. And then I saw that there were pre-orders. I'm like, oh yes, it's happening.